员费哲宏副主席，费正副主席，色来众议员，马国森副主席，吴维之先生，丹丘众议员，马吉森众议员，郭安先生，李桂浩副处长。Please proceed.
我们加拿大众议院国防委员会马凯主席，各位国会议员，各位访团的贵宾，倪杰明代表，我们各位同仁，大家好。
The Honourable John Mackay, Chair of the Standing Committee on National Defence of the House of Commons of Canada, Honourable Members of the Parliament, distinguished members of the delegation, the Honourable James Nichol, Executive Director of the Canadian Trade Office in Taipei, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and bonjour.
That's French. 欢迎马凯主席率团来台湾。这次访团成员来自于加拿大众议院外交委员会、国防委员会以及加拿大中国关系特别委员会3个委员会，分属4大主要政党，展现出跨党派对台湾的支持。我要代表所有的台湾人民表达诚挚的感谢。
I extend a warm welcome to the delegation led by Mr. Mackay. The group comprises members of 3 committees: the Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and International Development, the Standing Committee on National Defense, and the Special Committee on the Canada People's Republic of China relationship. All 4 main political parties are represented, demonstrating cross-party support for Taiwan. I would like to express sincere gratitude for this on behalf of the people of Taiwan.
在座各位访团贵宾曾经多位的访团贵宾多次访问台湾，我要感谢各位长期在国会中支持台湾，也透过许多法案积极促进双方的合作。
Many members of the delegation have previously visited Taiwan. I would like to thank you for your long-term support of Taiwan in Parliament and for actively promoting bilateral cooperation through numerous legislative initiatives.
最近呢，我刚完成出访有关瓜地马拉跟贝里斯，当中也过境美国。透过这次的出访，我们向国际社会再次传达台湾守护民主自由的决心，也获得民主伙伴的回应和支持。
I recently completed a visit to Guatemala and Belize with stopovers in the United States. Through this trip, we again sent a message to the international community that Taiwan is determined to safeguard freedom and democracy, which won acknowledgement and support from our democratic partners.
面对威权主义不断的扩张，民主阵营的积极团结更显得格外的重要。加拿大也是我们非常重要的民主伙伴，我们乐意贡献心力，跟加拿大以及更多理念相近的国际伙伴共同坚守民主自由的价值。
Faced with continued authoritarian expansionism, it is even more critical for democracies to actively unite. Canada is a very important democratic partner. We are willing to do our utmost to jointly safeguard the values of freedom and democracy with Canada and many more like-minded international partners.
我们也看到加拿大在新的印太战略中展现出对台海和平稳定的重视，也提及将持续加强跟台湾的伙伴关系。
Canada has demonstrated its concern for peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait through its new Indo-Pacific strategy. It also mentions that Canada will continue to strengthen its partnership with Taiwan.
加拿大政府也在世界卫生大会、国际民航组织等重要国际场合积极捍卫台湾的国际参与。对于加拿大政府对台湾的重视和支持，我要再次表达诚挚的感谢。
The Canadian government has also firmly defended Taiwan's international participation at gatherings such as the World Health Assembly and the International Civil Aviation Organization. I once again sincerely thank the government of Canada for prioritizing and supporting Taiwan.
那除此之外，台湾和加拿大经济、文化等许多领域也都有密切的合作。
In addition, Taiwan and Canada work closely together in economic, cultural, and other spheres.
在经济方面，今年初台加投资促进及保障协议已经正式启动谈判。我们期待透过这项协议的签署，深化双方的伙伴关系，也带动更多的经贸合作。
Earlier this year, Taiwan and Canada formally launched negotiations on a foreign investment promotion and protection agreement. Through signing this agreement, we look forward to deepening our partnership and stimulating even more trade and economic cooperation.
台湾和加拿大在经济领域具有高度的互补性，加拿大也是 CPTPP 中非常重要的成员。我们希望加拿大能够支持台湾加入 CPTPP。台湾已经做好准备，共同遵守高标准的国际贸易规范，一起创造更大的成长及繁荣。
Our economies are highly complementary. Canada is also a core member of the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. We hope that Canada will support Taiwan's accession to the CPTPP. Taiwan has made all the necessary preparations. We meet high standard international trade rules. It strives to create greater growth and prosperity together with our partners.
我相信透过各位贵宾的来访，将持续促进台湾跟加拿大的合作交流。再一次的欢迎各位来台湾访问，也祝福访问圆满顺利。谢谢。
I believe your visit will promote further cooperation and exchanges between Taiwan and Canada. I again welcome you to Taiwan and wish you a fruitful and pleasant stay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President, for the warmth of your welcome. We particularly appreciate it. May I say before I begin any remarks that I have been a closet admirer of you since you became the President and have particularly admired the courage and your strength and the honor in which you've discharged your office. And I know I've been on the other side of the Pacific, but nevertheless, on the other side of the Pacific, the quality of your presidency has not gone unnoticed, and I'm sure I speak for my entire delegation here to say that we too have been admirers of your presidency.
蔡总统阁
I have a
下
lot of help here. Yeah.
蔡总统阁下早安。首先非常感谢您刚刚非常温暖的欢迎词。那我也是非常从您上任以来就一直非常敬佩您的领导作为，尤其是在您执政的期间所展现的勇气以及力量。那虽然我们加拿大位处太平洋的另外一端，但是您执政的高品质的执政工作，我们也都有注意到。我相信大家，我们整个访问团的大家都是非常敬佩您的执政的品质的。
As you can see, I have a lot of help with these. I dare say you don't have nearly as much help as I do, but probably you don't need as much help as I do. I particularly appreciate your time in these circumstances. It's very unusual for you as a president of a nation to give so much time to a delegation of any kind in the circumstances where another nation is being very aggressive towards your very existence. And while we are on the other side of the Pacific, I dare say the shores between the Eastern Pacific and the Western Pacific have shrunk over the last few years.
那非常感谢蔡总统特别在这样子的时局之下拨冗来接见我们哦，因为现在这个时刻有另外一个国家对您的国家展开文攻武吓，非常的积极的文攻武吓。那在这样子的一个局势之下，您还特别拨这么多时间来接见我们这样的访问团，实在是非常的不寻常。那我们虽然位处在太平洋的另外一端，但是太平洋的东岸以及西岸两边呢，事实上距离也更加的靠近。
I'm sure you've been briefed on the interference and influence operations carried on by the government of China in Canada, and that has heightened our awareness of these times and brought us together as nations, democratic nations, who are facing this menace.
那相信你也知晓说，就是中国在我们加拿大也是有进行许多的内部的渗透以及影响的工作，那使得我们也是更加的提高了警觉的意识，也让许多的同样面对这样子的威胁的民主国家也团结站在一起。
So one of the things that we anticipate that we might learn in our time here as the means by which Taiwan has maintained its democracy, I dare say strengthened its democracy, has maintained and strengthened its prosperity, notwithstanding the massive efforts on the part of the People's Republic of China.
那我们此次访问台湾，希望能够学到台湾对于维持并强化台湾的民主以及繁荣的方法。更何况现在还有另外一个国家也在积极的去想办法影响台湾的自由民主以及繁荣。
Now, as you have rightly noted, our committee here is heavily weighted to defense and security, necessarily so. And all of these members of the delegation occupy significant positions in their party or on their committees. But it is a testimony to the concern that Canada has for the ongoing viability of Taiwan that we are here. So to identify that Taiwan's issues are Canada's issues and Canada's issues are Taiwan's issues.
如您所知，我们的团员呢的组成非常偏重在国防以及安全方面的这个议题。我们许多的团员在各自的政党里面，跟在委员会里面也都担任非常重要的职务。我们这样子的组成的访问团呢，展现了我们加拿大对台湾面对的挑战的重视。我们此次访问台湾，就是要充分的展现台湾的议题就是加拿大的议题，加拿大的议题也就是台湾的共同议题。
So while we are weighted towards defense and security, we also take note of the desire to be involved in CPTPP and FIPA. And as you know, on economic issues in particular, the progress is intermittent, but we hope that our presence here will push those in the right direction. But you can't have economic prosperity without security, and that is what we are focused on here while we're here. So I'm going to call up my friend Ken Hardy, who chaired the Canada-China Committee, and to present to you a report, a unanimous report, on by the members of the House of Commons, some of whom are authors of that report here, to give you a concrete update of the attitude of the members of the House of Commons to Taiwan. So with that, I'll call upon Ken.
好的，就是我们虽然说这一次的访团的成员偏重在国防以及安全领域，但是呢，我们也都知道台湾想要加入 CPTPP， 也希望跟加拿大进一步洽签投资及保障贸易协定。那事实上呢，在贸易跟经济这两个领域呢是互相交织在一起的。如果要追求经济的繁荣，就一定要必先确保我们的安全。因此，我们此次访问台湾的焦点跟重点就在这里。我们这次访问团当中也有加中关系特别委员会的哈迪主席，他会致赠给蔡总统一份我们最新一致通过的对台的一个特别的报告的影本。这个影本会让蔡总统进一步了解我们众议院对台湾最新的态度是什么。有请哈迪主席。
Madam President, I'm honored to be accompanied by the people whose insight and curiosity developed a much better understanding of Taiwan and its place in the world. I want to recognize Michael Chong, Stéphane Bergeron, Heather McPherson, and Raquel Dancho, all of whom asked the questions that gave us the foundation that we needed. But being here is deepening the foundation because in addition to the things that we discovered, the facts, there was something much more important.
那我非常荣幸呢，就是说我们这次访问团许多的成员 都把注意力跟他们的力气都花在进一步了解台湾这件事上面哦。那事实上，跟我们访问团一起的还有包括庄荣浩众议员、贝哲宏副主席、马佛森副主席、丹丘众议员等，他们都针对台湾的议题问了非常重要的问题，这些问题也都是我们非常坚实的基础。那在这个基础之上，我们访问台湾也进一步加深了这样子的一个基础，让我们在台湾能够学到更多更重要的事。
As a parliamentary democracy, our parties quite often are not quite agreeing on issues. We argue, we throw ideas back and forth. But I hope it gives you great comfort to know that this report was unanimous. Everybody on the committee representing all of the parties in the House of Commons were in solidarity with not only what we found, but the deeper meaning behind it.
我们加拿大作为议会民主，事实上我们常常在议会殿堂当中有许多的激烈辩论，往往很难达成共识。但是我想跟蔡总统报告，我们无论哪一个政党跟哪一个委员会，在这份报告上面，我们的意见是一致的。我们不但发掘了重要的议题，并且加深了我们对重要议题的了解。
And the deeper meaning that we found was our shared values. The importance of democracy, the importance of freedom, the importance of free speech, the importance of knowing how to disagree with each other, but in a way that builds rather than tears down. In the interest of the conversation that we're to have, I'll present this to you now, Madam President, with our thanks and our gratitude. A strong relationship in turbulent times really does explain what we're here for and why we're here. Thank you.
Thank you.
我们所发掘到的更深层的意义呢，就是我们加拿大跟台湾的共同价值，也就是说民主的重要、自由的重要、言论自由的重要。在言论自由的环境之下，我们能够有不同的意见，但是我们在辩论的方式呢，必须是有建设性的。因此，我在这边特别致赠给蔡总统这一份报告，来作为感谢蔡总统的一个礼物。我们的确是在一个动荡的时间，要进一步深化我们的关系，这就是我们的来意，我们的来的这样子的一个意涵。
谢谢两位主席。
Do I do it now or?